Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Monday, the 12th of June. Well, first a quick recap on Sunday's performance. Well, it was very much a case of nearly a huge payout. I know I don't advertise the fact that, advise like cashing out. It's completely up to you, but I don't know what bets you put on because I know the bet I put on there was a substantial cash out, so I took a partial cash out. So what happened was it was offering me £200 and 38 pence. So obviously the first horse, Mucker, was very disappointing. The second horse, they used to be first time outer. Well, I thought that was game over straight away. It just came out comfortably out the stalls, long way behind. Then all of a sudden, effortlessly moved into the race. And I will pat myself slightly on the back because it did look ready to win the race. It did look like more of a 2-year-old than the rest of the horses, where it was like ready for the job. I think it probably won't be the best horse out of the race, but it certainly looks like it's got talent. So that was at 16 to 1. So that was a nice return anyway. Then the following selection, the next selection, which was Blow Your Horn, I believe. That one also won. The next one at 13 to 2. So all of a sudden, it starts to get a bit nerve wracking, should I say. So, if I'm honest, I took a £70 cash out and continued with the rest of the bet. Only for, unfortunately, the very last horse, I don't know if you saw it, it was, well, no pun intended, it was called Visibility. And it's normally a long way behind and comes with a late rattle. Well, it was tanking from stall 1 all the way round in about third place, travelling well. Turned into the straight, it couldn't get a clearance. It tried to sneak it between horses, but it was squeezed slightly out, and then it couldn't quite get momentum. And I do believe it missed out on fourth place by, I think it was a short head. I'm not sure, and that was 28 to 1. So that would have been, even just for a place, that would have been a very nice return. So I don't know how much he got by, but it was a profitable day for myself. So let's get into it. So I've actually spent £20 in total. And it's not even a standout day. It's like it's just how I put the bet on. So this is how it is. So it's a 20 pence each way, lucky 15, and 50 pence each way single on all 4 selections. It comes to a tenner. So the first selection is third batch at 22 to 1 in the 230 at Lingfield, paying 5 places instead of 3. This horse ran atrocious last time. Whether it was first time on the turf, whether it was the first time blinkers, I don't know. But it ran no race whatsoever. So if you put a line through that, it has got every chance for this race back on the all-weather. It's got a change of head. I think it's got cheek pieces and headgear, I think. I did see it for a second, as in like, in fact, I've still got the screen. Yeah, it's actually got headgear and cheek pieces, so no idea what's guarding that round the course, because that must be pretty much completely cover its head. So, yeah, interesting. So, definitely, I think it's an interesting angle. The second selection is Say Hello at 17 to 2 in the 630 at Pontefract. This horse, a 2-year-old for Ralph Beckett, stable, going well. I do believe it's got the best form in the race given its first run, but then it ran disappointing next time out. If you put a line through that, it's got every chance, and it's like I said, the stable's in good form, and it does have a winner at Pontefract. The third selection is Carrigilly at 7 to 1 in the 7 o'clock at Pontefract, paying 4 places instead of 3. Well, I didn't actually read it until after, but I was going through the form and thinking, hold on, it's won at Ponty, that's all right. Keep going back, it's won again. It's actually 4 from 4 at Ponty, and it's only off, I believe, a £3 higher mark than its highest ever rating at Ponty. I believe it tends to, I think it's a bit, well, I say a bit of a monkey. It tends to run a bit free, loses its position, and then runs on again. But it never wins by very far. Well, I don't mind that as long as it wins. It's 7 to 1. It could change in price, but all the price I've taken, I'm quite happy with the prices. So I think it's got every chance, especially as it's never lost at Ponty. So having the first 4 each way, relatively well handicapped still, or competitive, should I say. And I think it's got every chance. And the final selection is another Pontefract specialist, 6 from 9. Well, I was looking at its all-weather form. I think it personally doesn't like the all-weather. So if that's the case, it was rated 80 last season and ran okay off it. Well, it's only off about, I think it's about 63 now. So obviously the horse is getting on a bit now, but it's extremely well handicapped. So for a course and distance specialist like Corinthian Knight is, I think it's got every chance. 11-2, so it's in 8:30 at Pontefract, and that pays 4 places instead of 3. Definitely interesting selections in the Lucky 15. So I've actually had a win bet. So I'll just get into it very shortly. So here we are. So this is about a £3 win singles on these two horses and a £4 double. Comes to a tenner. So what I've gone for is, I don't know if you can cast your minds back to the last time it was a Lingfield turf on the straight course. If you remember, there was like, well, I don't know if we call it a golden highway, whatever we call it, like a real strip of ground right under, I think it's a stand side rail. Basically, it's high numbers on the straight course. These aren't big fields I've gone for, so but I think if the high number goes straight to the rail, it could possibly be very hard to beat. So let's get into it. So the first selection is Bobby's Blessing at 5-2 in the 4 o'clock at Lingfield. And the second selection is Hover on the Wind at 9-4 in the 5 o'clock at Lingfield. That 5 o'clock at Lingfield, I do believe the favourite is Vulnerable. I never like horses when they are first time after being gelded, regardless whether they've had a 6 months out or whether it's been a fortnight. I don't like horses coming off surgery, basically, no matter how intrusive it is. Whether it's just, I don't know much about the gelding operation, but surely it can't be. I can't imagine it being a good surgery. So there's got to be an element of trauma, even if you can't recognise it in the horse's well-being. Coming back I think it's could be in a handicap thing, yeah. After surgery, I just think I think you need time. You need a race under your belt afterwards, in my opinion. So that's all the selection. So as I said, £3 win singles on them both and a £4 double. So that's the total stake for Monday, the 12th of June, and that's £20. So fingers crossed. The very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.